Hello everyone, and welcome to our training session on leave management. I will guide you through the session and help you become comfortable using this tool. Before we get started, let's quickly review the agenda. We will begin with a brief introduction to the software to give you an understanding of its purpose. Then, we will go over some key features and functions. This tool is designed to help you manage employee data, track information, and improve efficiency. I will also demonstrate how to complete some common tasks, followed by a hands-on demo. This training will help you understand the flow of leave booking from both the employee self-service and admin windows. You will learn how to configure the system to process leave requests for any employee in Onfinity. We will cover the details of leave booking and various scenarios based on business requirements. Additionally, you will learn how the accrual and carryover processes work in the Onfinity system and how users can apply for leave requests directly from the mobile app. Please note that the prerequisite for this training is that users must have completed ONF 100 training before attending. To start with the Leave Request ESS, this system allows employees to request and manage their leaves online, check their leave balances, and track approval statuses. Employees submit their leave requests, which are then reviewed by managers or HR for approval. The system sends notifications and updates to both parties and integrates with Payroll to adjust leave balances and pay accordingly, streamlining the process for both employees and the organization. Now, let's look at the process flow for the configuration tasks. Before starting with leave booking, there are key areas we need to configure in the system. These include HR settings, the attendance system, the holiday calendar, input values, component classification, component definition for leave types, component links, global values, and the configuration of leave types, accrual plans, leave eligibility, carryover leaves, and net entitlement rules. Next, let's take a closer look at some key features. These functions will help you perform your tasks more efficiently, and I will explain each feature step by step so you feel confident using them after the session. We will begin with the basics. I will walk you through the steps for leave booking through employee self-service. Here's a use case for a leave request through employee self-service. An employee wants to apply for vacation leave for 2 days, from March 5th to March 6th. Before booking the leave, they need to check their leave balance. After booking the leave request, it will go for approval. Once the leave is approved, the status and leave balance will be updated automatically. Let's move on to the flow. In this process, the employee logs into the system, navigates to the Leave Request ESS window, and starts the process by creating a new record. They will select the leave type, start date, and end date, then save or submit the record. The request will then go for manager approval. If the request meets the criteria and is approved by the manager, it will be marked as approved, and the leave balance will be updated. This concludes the transaction. If the manager does not approve the leave request, it will be sent back to the employee and remain in a drafted state. During execution, the employee can log into the system and easily see their remaining leave balance and how much they have already used. To request leave, the employee selects the leave type as annual leave, picks the dates, and submits the request. Once submitted, the request will go for manager approval. After the leave request is approved, the status and leave balance will be updated. The system will also automatically adjust the employee's pay in the case of unpaid leave and update attendance records to reflect the leave taken. Now, let's dive into the system and see this in depth. This is the login screen where the user will enter their unique credentials to log into the Onfinity system. I will log in as the same employee now. When we log into the system, we can see several informative widgets visible to the employee. This allows employees to access important information directly from the home screen without needing to navigate through multiple menus. Here, we have the employee section on this page. The employee will click on this, and the system will navigate to the employee self-service page. On this page, there is an icon related to the leave request. The user will click on this icon, which will open another Leave Request ESS window. In the Leave Request ESS window, the employee will see 3 buttons, one for applying for leave, one for viewing leave requests, and one for checking leave balances. Before applying for leave, the user should verify their leave balance. They will click on the Leave Balance button, select the leave type as annual leave, and click OK. Here, we can see that the employee has utilized only 6 days of leave and has an entitlement of 19 days. Now, the employee will click on the Apply Leave button. On this screen, all the fields marked in red are mandatory. The employee will select the leave type as annual leave and enter the start date as March 4th and the end date as March 5th. Here we have the relief person. If this person is going on leave and wants to assign responsibilities to a colleague, they can select the details from the drop-down menu. These are their colleagues working in the same department. Alternatively, they can skip this field and click the Save button. Once the employee saves the record, the Submit for Approval button will be enabled. Based on the selected dates, the applied duration will automatically appear in the applied field. If the user wants to add any comments, they can do so before submitting the leave request. For example, they might add, having some urgent work at home. After that, they will submit the leave request. Once submitted for approval, the button will be marked as read-only, and all fields will be frozen. At the bottom of the screen, the employee will see a message indicating that the request is suspended for manager approval. Now, let's go to the manager login page to approve the transaction. I will log in as the manager to proceed with the approval of the employee's leave request. When we log into the system as a manager, we see the manager's home page. On the bottom left side, there is a workflow widget. Here, the manager will receive notifications for approval requests, including the one for the discussed employee. The manager will click on this request and scroll down. In this section, the manager can view the history records, which show that this activity was initiated by the employee and is currently pending approval. The approval status is still in progress. The manager will verify the leave type, start date, and end date. Based on this information, they will either approve or reject the leave request. Now, we are going to approve the leave request. I will select Yes and click on the appropriate option. Once the leave is approved by the manager, the employee will return to the home screen and see a notification indicating that the leave has been approved by the authority. When the employee goes back to the leave request details, they can view the leave request. Here, we can see that the employee booked leave for March 4th and 5th, with a total duration of 2 days, and it is marked as approved. The employee can see all the submitted details for their leave booking. Another use case for the leave request ESS is that the employee can also apply for half-day sick leave for 1 day or for multiple days. Before booking leave, you need to check your leave balance. After booking, the request will go for approval, and once approved, the status and leave balance will be updated. In this flow, the employee will initiate the transaction by creating a new record, selecting the leave type, start date, end date, and checking the half-day option while specifying the half-day values. Once all details are filled in, the employee will save the record and submit it for manager approval. Once the manager approves the request, it will be marked as approved, and the status and leave balance will be updated. This concludes the transaction. During execution, the employee will log into the system, check their leave balance before booking any leave, select the leave type, and check the half-day option along with the half-day values before submitting the leave request. Once the approval request is processed, the leave balance will be updated, and the integration with Payroll will occur automatically. In the case of unpaid leave, the system will take the necessary inputs automatically. Now, let's go to the system and apply for half-day leave. We are in the Leave Request ESS window. The employee will click on the leave type and select Medical Leave. For the dates, I will select March 7th and click on the half-day option. When I click on the half-day option, the half-day value field is enabled. I need to specify whether I want to take leave for the first half or the second half of the day. I will mark it as the second half. There is also a field for start time and end time, which the user can update, but this is non-mandatory. I can proceed with saving this record. Once I save it, the Submit for Approval button will be enabled. Now, I'm going to submit this leave request. Once submitted, the request will go for manager approval. Now, let's move on to the manager login. This is the manager screen, where the manager will receive a workflow notification for the employee's medical leave. Here, we will approve this leave request. After approval, the employee will return to their screen, go to the home page, and refresh the notifications. They will see a notification indicating that their medical leave has been approved by the manager. Next, let's quickly check the leave balance for the medical leave type. The employee will go to the View Leave Balance screen, select Medical Leave from the drop-down, and click the OK button. Here, we can see that 1.5 days have been utilized in total. If we go to the Leave Request section, we can see that the employee applied for a half-day medical leave, and that request is approved. Now, let's move on to another feature, the Leave Request Admin. The admin window is a feature that enables administrators, HR staff, or managers to book approved leave requests in the system. In cases where an employee does not have access to the system or is working remotely and unable to submit a leave request, HR can book the leave on their behalf. Here, we have a use case for the admin. An employee in the production department does not have access to the system and submits a leave request form offline for approval. After receiving approval from the manager forwards the leave form to HR. HR then enters the leave request details into the system, and once recorded, the employee's leave balance is updated accordingly. In this flow, the admin will initiate the transaction by going to the Leave Request Admin window. They will create a new record, select the employee from the drop-down, choose the leave type, and enter the start and end dates that the employee has already applied for, then save the record. On the admin side, no approval is required since these leaves have already been approved by the respective managers. The admin just needs to upload the data into the system for record keeping. Once the leave is recorded, the employee's leave balance is updated, and the transaction is completed. During execution, HR will log into the system and check the leave balance of the particular employee before applying for leave. They will then select the employee's name, leave type, and pick the dates. The leave will be auto-approved when booked from the admin side, as these leaves have already been approved by the manager. Once the leave is booked, the leave balance will be updated accordingly. Now, let's move on to the system and look at the same scenario by logging in as HR. This is the home screen. The user will navigate to the menu, and under HR Management, we have the Leave Management folder. In this folder, the user will go to the Leave Request window. When the user clicks on the Leave Request window, a small dashboard or landing page will open, providing information about various transactions. From this landing page, the user can create a new record, check the leave balance of an employee, and easily generate reports. With the help of advanced searches, the user can navigate to specific records. The charts will provide information comparing paid and unpaid leave data for this month and the previous month, along with a 3-month leave summary. The system will show approved records from today to the last 3 months based on leave statuses. The user can see how many leaves have not been submitted yet, as well as how many have been approved or cancelled in the previous or current month. As we navigate through the advanced searches, we can see only 2 records shown based on the selection. Now, we'll proceed with rebooking. Let's go to the landing page and click on New Record. When the user clicks on New Record from the landing page, a new page will open automatically. Here, employees will be filtered based on the organization. The user will select the employee from the options. This employee has already applied for leave outside the system, which was approved by the manager. I will select the leave type as annual leave and enter the dates. This person applied for 5 days of leave. After selecting the dates and saving the record, you can see that lines have been created for each day from March 10th to March 14th at the bottom of the screen. If the person applies for leave during the weekends, those days will also be included based on the leave settings defined by the organization. For example, I will select another annual leave for the same employee, applying for leave from March 21st to March 24th. After saving the record, you can see that March 22nd and 23rd are already excluded from the system because those dates fall on the weekend. The system will include or exclude weekends based on the settings for each leave type, which depend on the employee's configuration. Now, let's check the leave balance for this employee. We will select the employee's name and the leave type, then click the OK button. We have just applied for 7 days of leave for this employee, 5 days previously and an additional 2 days now. That's why the utilized leave is showing as 7. This concludes the first part of our training session on leave management. Please continue with us in the next part. Thank you.